President Emmanuel Macron, the technocrat-in-chief, is pulling the same stunt as all the others by saying your living standards must be reduced to support the current thing, when the agenda to reduce your living standards was in the works for years and years before the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
What we are living through is a time of great upheaval. Firstly, because we are witnessing, and not just since this summer, but over the past few years, the end of what we might have seen as abundance. And for those who enjoyed it, it is also the end of a carefree time. Our freedom, the liberty to which we have grown accustomed to in our lives, has a price, and sometimes when we have to defend it, we have to make certain sacrifices as we fight to defend it.
Yes, apparently your quality of life and your freedom in the land of cops harassing people for not having vaccine passports, your quality of life and your freedom must be sacrificed on the altar of never-ending neoliberal NATO interventionist wars. Your family's financial future must be placed in peril at the behest of the liberal world order. Macron acts like the yellow vest protests never happened. Cost of living demonstrations and riots were happening all over in France in late 2018, well over 3 years before Russia invaded Ukraine. And why were they happening? Because Macron is following the same disastrous net zero green energy madness that every other European country is following. Policies that devastate the farming community and rural workers, as we've seen in the Netherlands. Policies that necessitate exorbitant energy bill price hikes that are increasingly unaffordable for the average family. So for him to blame it all on Putin and demand the French make sacrifices to prolong a war 1,000 miles away takes some fucking nerve. Sacrifices? Who's making sacrifices? It's not big business, is it? Dividends paid out by major French companies reached a record 44 billion euros in the second quarter of 2022. They're up almost 33% on the previous year. Union leader Philippe Martinez savaged Macron. He said, quote, "When we talk about the end of abundance, I think of the millions of unemployed, the millions of those in a precarious situation. For many French people, times are already hard, sacrifices have already been made." We see the same thing in the UK, where Boris Johnson said, quote, "We also know that if we're paying in our energy bills for the evils of Vladimir Putin, the people of Ukraine are paying in their blood, and that's why we know we must stay the course." Absolute bullshit. Yeah, old people might freeze to death this winter. A third of the country is facing entering poverty. Experts are warning that mass civil unrest is brewing. Energy bills are set to soar to over £6,500 a year by next spring. And he's busy sending another 54 million of taxpayer money abroad to buy new weapon systems so NATO can perpetuate a conflict. And where's the money even going? Down a very deep black hole. The corruption related to the war aid is shocking, said one observer in Ukraine. The weapons are stolen, the humanitarian aid is stolen, and we have no idea where the billions sent to this country have gone. While he at home perpetuates the same net zero madness that has got us in this mess in the first place. Yeah, it's very easy to make the sacrifice while flying your Ukrainian flag over your 6-acre country pile in the Cotswolds. But for people who have to make the choice between putting food on the table and paying the gas bill, not so easy. The way it's going, people are going to find an alternative to paying their heating bills. And that's by keeping warm by setting fires on the streets. Get early access to videos, exclusive live streams, and personally DM me. You've seen how much I get demonetized all the time. Well, this is how you support me. By subscribing at pauljosephwatson.locals.com. Please click the link in the description.